Hello and welcome to this late afternoon taste challenge. We're looking at two blended Scotch whiskies with no age statement. The first one is King Robert II blended Scotch whiskey, and it's been on the market a long time. I don't know when. Somebody was telling me 1968, but actually I found out that it was bought by its current owner, Ian McCleod Company, in 1968. So it was a brand bought by them. So it's older than that, but I could not find trademark data on it. This unique blend contains only the finest single malt and grain Scotch whiskies. That's what they all say. Long aged in oak casks for many years before being blended and bottled in Scotland. The result is a whiskey of top quality, which is renowned throughout the world. And it did win a silver medal in 2019, just 3 years ago. And, you know, there was a interruption with competitions for about 2 years, 20 and 21. International Spirits Challenge, yeah, silver. King Robert II was an old Scottish king. I got this huge handle bottle and it's glass, World of Beverage in Georgia off Interstate 85, southwest of Atlanta, 4 years ago, and I paid $17.99. Crazy, right? Maxwell, hello, Ron. Good day to you. Same to you, Maxwell. Abel No Alaska says, sipping on Voodoo Ranger Juicy. Cheers. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. All right, so that's King Robert II. I'm about 60% through the bottle. Here's a pretty new acquisition for me. Cutty Sark Prohibition Edition, 100 proof, no age statement, non-chill filtered. It's a Glen Turner brand these days, and which is owned, their parent company is La Martiniquais of France. And I paid $27 for this liter. Real cork too, real cork. All right. All right. Black bottle. It's really dark brown, but it's black essentially. You'd have to hold it under the strongest direct light to see the brown. Clear bottle here, and it's a true handle because it got a handle. Metal cap, aluminum cap. All right. All right. All right. Ian McCleod owns a lot of brands of liquor. I don't know if they actually produce any of them. They just maybe own the brand rights and they get them made for them. Both gold, amber gold. So no problem with the appearance. I won't have to be shielding my eyes. So it says, discover King Robert II whiskey. The malts used are selected only when mature and are usually older than the malts used in competitors' standard brands. They don't have any supporting information to back that up. King Robert II Scotch thus tends to be much more smooth and mellow. Color, rich bronze. I'd go along with that. Nose, sweet toffee and vanilla with pleasing spicy influence. They skipped a space. They double space between sweet and toffee. I don't understand these websites. I'm always finding mistakes on them. Palate, creamy and warming, fruity with butterscotch. Long and complex finish. Okay. They produce many brands at this company, or they have them produced. Rosebank, Edinburgh Gin, Glengoyne, Tamdhu, Smokehead, Lang's Rum, Isle of Skye, King Robert II. Their malt whiskeys are As We Get It, Chieftains, McCleod's, Sheep Dip, Shield Egg, the Six Isles, Mash Cut. They're blended whiskeys, Scotch blended whiskey, of course. Black Shield, Clan McCleod, Dunfife, Glenshire, Hedges and Butler. Sound like a cigarette. Isle of Skye, Langs, Major Guns, Marshall, Maxwell, Pig's Nose, Queen Seal, Scottish Stag, Gin, King Robert II, London Hill Gin, Marlborough Gin, Raffles. They also make King Robert II vodka, Rostov vodka, King Robert II rum, Lang's rum, Watson's, Demerara and Trawler rum, and a couple of wines, and Atlantico rum, which is a distributor brand. I guess they handle that for somebody else. Okay. Incredible. Flavors of Cutty Sark Prohibition Edition. Complex layers of soft, ripe citrus fruit dipped in fresh honey and dusted with fragrant spices with creamy mouth-coating riches. Hints of toffee with mouth-wateringly playful pepper notes. Prohibition delightfully tingles the edges of the tongue. Oh, no, I can never remember all of that. So that puts me back at even because they give these descriptors where you'd have to have like a at least a pen and paper to write it all down. You think you're going to remember it, but you're not going to remember it. We had some very necessary rain that came through hours ago. It was very important that we got that rain. And I'm hoping we'll get it once a week now. We don't need a month off. No rain. It smells like grains. You know, just mild honey, sweet cereal grains. Yeah, same. Malted grains, unmalted grains, you know. Lots of aisles going on there. Says Isle of Fire. Yeah. Lots of aisles. Ha ha ha. Yeah, well, you know, Scotland is part of an island and it's surrounded by little islands, so it makes sense. You say, well, the Scottish mainland. Well, the mainland isn't really a mainland. It's just, it's an island. It's the island of Great Britain. Okay. Taste. Yep. Oh, this is pretty bold. I don't see how it could just be an 80 proof. That's got a lot of strength. Wow. All right. Yowza. Much milder. Get grain alcohol, which is sort of like just think of along the lines of cereal grains in a bowl of cereal. You can get those sharp grains, meaning corn, like cornflakes type thing, but with no sugar added, no salt. And then the malt whiskey, the barley malt whiskey, going to taste like bread dough. It's a big price differential because remember, I paid $17.99 for 1,750 milliliters, and I paid $27 for 1,000 milliliters. So I paid less, $10 $9 less. I paid $9 less, but I got 750 more milliliters. You say, well, that doesn't necessarily. I know. I'm going to say, does it? First, I'm going to see if I can tell them apart. Then I'm going to pick the winner, and then I'm going to say, does it justify the price? One more sip over here. Tough challenge. Actually, I think this one's stronger, and I think it's the Cutty Sark. I got to reverse my decision. I should have gone with my first instinct. My third loss. Wow, that's the Ian McCleod's King Robert II. Well, never know. You say there's no way an 80 proof Scotch going to have the boldness of flavor that the 100 proof has. I guess there's a way, because it seemed to have it to me. I should have, you heard what I said, I'm reversing my decision. Fatal mistake. Fatal mistake. Price per unit volume is indeed always a very wise way to help deciding what to buy. I tried to explain unit pricing to people, and they seem baffled by it. I told somebody, why are you buying this 4-ounce bottle of gravy sauce? It's like gravy mix. You make gravy with it, browning sauce, whatever. So why are you buying that? It's $3.19. That's 4 ounces. That 32-ounce bottle is $7.99, $8 essentially. I said, you know how many of these is going to take to make one of those? 3 times 8 is 24. No, it's a 24 ounce. The big one is a 24 ounce. That's what it is. I say 3 times 8 is 24. So it's going to take 8 of these bottles to make one of those. I said $3.19 times 8. I said, do you really want to pay $24 when you can buy that bottle for $7.99? And they look at me like, yeah, but that's $3.19. It's actually going to be more than 24 because you got to add the 19 cents times 8. I said, it's like mind-boggling, you know. It's like, why would you pay over $24 for a bottle when you could pay $7.99 for the exact same bottle? Now, can anyone explain that to me? The sense behind that? Why you would pay $24 plus, really more than 25, when you could buy the exact same bottle with the exact same ingredients for $7.99? Makes no sense whatsoever. That's the consumer. Okay. You know what? I don't know what my dysfunction was this afternoon, but I am picking up the compost pile, I call it. The peatiness. But I couldn't pick it up earlier. I did a few sips and I did not detect it. I could not detect it. All right. And I'm certainly not trying to lose. I want to win every challenge. Well, you know, like Carlo Rossi said, if you can't taste the difference, why pay the difference? I can't argue with that. I was not able to tell the difference, so there's no way I would pay the difference. So the winner, by default, by any logical, any kind of now, did they taste the same now that I'm exploring more? No, they don't. They're different. You know, things can be different. That doesn't mean one is better than the other. But just by any logical assessment, the King Robert II won. Now, going into this challenge, I would have said, yeah, right, sure, no way. But it did win by default, not because it was like technically better. I couldn't say which is better. I couldn't even tell them apart. Oh, well, you get these little stunning things. Now, could it happen tomorrow morning with J.W. Dance blended Scotch whiskey? A whiskey owned by a bourbon company, J.W. Dance Bourbon, which is under the Heaven Hill umbrella. Since it's 100% owned by Heaven Hill, that would make sense that it's under their umbrella. But you say, that stuff there's no way it could win. It's $8.99 a liter. You said you bought it for $8.99 for 1 liter. I did. Now I'm sure the price is going up in 4 years, but 5 years. But I'll tell you what, and it's only a 3-year age, 80 proof, but it's a battler. You would think, oh, wow. I'd love to do a blind taste test on some people, snooty people, that just only drink. I only drink the best scotches in the world, and I would never allow myself to drink J.W. Dance. But you just kind of come at them without any kind of like facial expression or like you're on to something, and you just say, hey, you want to try this blended scotch? And then hear their descriptors of it in a blind taste. Oh, really? You think it does have a level of exquisiteness? Oh, that's interesting, because it's J.W. Dance. But I don't know if that's going to happen tomorrow. I'm just going to see. I think I'm going to be a little more on my game. I don't know why. I'll just be on my game, tomorrow, and I'm going to get it right. But you can't ever say that. I'm sure Oklahoma thought they were going to beat Kansas State. They probably said, that team lost to Tulane. Everybody knows Tulane's terrible. So we'll kill them. It won't take a whole lot of effort. We'll just whip them apart. Rip them apart. But then what happened? Oklahoma got beat by Kansas State. Okay, so you just never know until you do the challenge. Then you know. Now, if you wanted to make a charge, well, it's not replication. You have to do it 10 times to be sure. I agree with that. You want to really replicate these things. You do it once. I think it was valid. It was valid. It tested what it was supposed to test. But is it reliable? I haven't established reliability yet. You would have to, like I said, 10 times, but then you'd never get anywhere. We'll never get anywhere with the taste challenges. So I'm going to assume, and let's say I'm going to hope it's reliable, but I can't really definitively say that. Okay, so shockingly, King Robert II wins, but you just don't know, really. Olive Fire says message retracted. Oops, typo, sorry. Well, I'm guilty of that like 5 times a day. All right. Thanks, everybody, and see y'all later. Remember, J.W. Dant going up against Cutty Sark Prohibition Edition.